Welcome back to Joe Man's Land. I hope you're having an amazing day. Today's video is made possible by 3 different groups. One, Chris Jack from Swamp Donkey Amps. If you guys would like to check out his website, it's one of his amazing amps, check out the link below. Next group is the Camera Store. They provided me with the S9 along with the 50mm 1.4 Panasonic lens, as well as some lighting equipment, so special thanks to them. Link below for the store if you'd like to check out some of their blogs or some of their amazing products. As well, a big shout out to Panasonic North America. They're the ones that provided me with the S1R, which is a high resolution 45 megapixel camera.
So first things first, lighting. I did borrow some lighting from the Camera Store. Didn't get a chance to really use it a ton because I forgot to borrow soft boxes, unfortunately. Definitely was a pretty big error on my part, so instead I actually used this light for pretty much the duration of the shoot. As you guys can see, it's pretty small. It's the Ulanzi 40-watt RGB light. It was great. I only used about 2 bars of the power. Type-C charging port on it. If you bring the plug and plug it in, it'll charge simultaneously while you're using it. Very portable. I used just the little Ulanzi softbox with it. It's also got a bulb light attachment as well. It worked well. I like it. It's got a simple monopod stand, so if you're looking to move it around a lot, it's very portable, easy to do that with. So yeah, that was the first piece. Now let's talk a little bit about the fog. For the fog machine, it was also an Ulanzi product. As I'm sure you guys can tell, I love Ulanzi for special effects stuff, mostly because it's very affordable. So as you guys can see, very small, very light, and it worked great. You guys saw how I used it in the room. It wasn't something I used a ton. I was really hoping that it was going to be a bit nicer out today than it was, to try to get some sunbeams coming in through the windows. That didn't happen. We still used it anyways. It didn't overheat at all, and it created some great ambience in the room. Yes, another thing I used was the Ulanzi wireless mic system. As you guys can see here, very small, very light, and it worked great. I was able to use this for capturing some of the guitar as well as Chris speaking, and it worked well in both of those functions. Just kind of recapping the cameras, well, right now you're actually seeing me through one Lumix S9. Really got a kick out of using it. Autofocus is nice and snappy. It looks nice and sharp, and very similar to my experience using the S5II. Actually, this will probably give you a better idea of my gear bag. So yeah, here's all the camera gear that I used. I used the 14mm per gear. There's the S1R. There's my Sony ZV-1, which I used for kind of BTS. And then I've got my S5II in there as well. And like I said before, right now you're seeing me through the S9. In terms of my tripod, it's just a pretty simple, newer tripod, nothing too crazy. In terms of the lenses, the 50mm 1.8 is what you're seeing me through right now. I used that almost the entire time on the S9. And then I alternated this other lens between both the S1R as well as the S5II.
I use the 50mm 1.4 lens by Panasonic, which is what you're seeing me through on the S5II. It's shooting wide open.
Love this lens. Pretty heavy, wasn't the lightest, but I used it for pretty much the entire shoot. I did do some shots with the 14mm per gear lens, but the majority of the shots I did were with this lens wide open at 1.4. I shot in vlog as well on both the S9 as well as on the S5II, and I just really liked how this rendered. I thought it looked really nice. It was soft, it wasn't too harsh. I didn't have any glimmer glass or anything like that on it. That was literally just wide open. When you're shooting indoors like that and there's no harsh lighting, you don't need to use those kinds of filters necessarily. So yeah, that was great. I did use a variable ND as well as a Pro Mist on the 50mm 1.8, which is what you're seeing me through right now. I've actually got that filter on as well. But yeah, I didn't really have anything to fit this lens. It's a much larger filter thread. So yeah, but this was the lens I used for the majority of the shoot, as well as for the photos. And for those photos,
photos. I mean, the S1R was amazing. I really liked it. The photos were nice and sharp in the center, soft at the edges, which is what I was going for. And with the 50mm 1.4, it worked like a dream. It was really great. You know, autofocus, maybe not quite as good as the S5II. This is an older camera, but you know, it's a small trade-off when you're getting that 45 megapixel sensor on the camera body. So yeah, this worked really well. Shot in manual for the majority of it, right around that 500 shutter speed. I tried to shoot wide open as much as possible, and then I just kind of played with the ISO from there. And then in terms of all of the aerial shots you guys had a chance to see, those were taken with my Mini 3 Pro drone. Great drone, loved it a ton. DJI obviously is a gold standard for that stuff. A ton of fun getting a chance to shoot this, and you know, again, big shout out to Chris for hosting and agreeing to be in the video. If you guys haven't had a chance to see the full video yet, check above my left hand here. I'm super interesting. You know, he does amazing work. But anyways, let's wrap this video here. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and remember to take beautiful photos every single day. Don't do it for the views. Do it for yourself, and I look forward to seeing you all in another video super duper soon.